Hello, I'm Colin Holden from East Sussex Credit Union. A credit union is a savings and loans cooperative which is community based. On the one hand, people save with us, and on the other hand, people can then borrow that money from us. We have seen tremendous growth in the last 3 years and now have assets of over £1 million. And we are a real force in the community when it comes to community banking. Our area covers the whole of East Sussex and the city of Brighton and Hove. So to travel from one side of our area to the other side of our area is about 3 hours. So I have staff out throughout our area who never come in the office. So we needed a solution that was going to allow our staff to be able to access the same standard of IT that my staff use in the processing centre. So we've investigated lots of different ways of doing it, and in the end we decided that we needed some sort of web-based software which would enable us to go out and about. We've ended up with Credit Union in a Briefcase, which is a web-based solution that my community advocates, as we call them out in the field, can take with them. It's basically a laptop and a 3G connection, and it gives them the same standard of access to IT that the people in the processing centre have. And that includes all the documentation. Whenever you have a loan these days, you normally have to fill in a piece of paper. And we scan that document, and then that goes into the software so that if I've got someone over in Rye, they can see the loan agreement that was made at the beginning of a loan when the customer comes in to see them, even though they're nowhere near head office. I personally have a BlackBerry, which has really helped me maximise my performance so that I don't have to be in the office to check my emails now. I can check my emails anywhere. In the last 12 months, we've renewed all of our IT. We had aging, I think the phrase would be, equipment that was very poor, it was very slow. We've off and on worked with scip for some time, and we decided we needed to do something quite serious about our IT. So the first thing we did was get our IT support sorted by going to scip. They then helped us with a lottery bid, which we won, and so we were able to renew all of our IT. But in doing so, taking Skip's advice, we saved ourselves around £9,000. We now have a situation where we are state of the art. We have very fast hardware. We aren't now waiting for 5 minutes for software to open. And it's worked really, really well. In fact, we are very keen, because we're a financial-based company, you'd expect us to know the finances of all of this. And in fact, we keep what we call an efficiency log. So we work out the cost of any efficiencies we make, and that includes IT. And last year, we had an efficiency amount of about £3,000 or £4,000. But this year already, and we're only in November, our efficiency savings are up to £5,000, and that's because of our new IT.
Right, great. So it's actually measurable, the impact?
Absolutely measurable. Yeah, you just have to know how to do it.
Great. And have you got a sort of a vision of where you're going next? Is there continual investment?
The vision is that we need to invest in IT all the time. Our next big investment is to allow us to scan documentation in the field. At the moment, we can, if someone brings in a loan application in Lewes, for instance, that has to find its way back to our processing centre to be scanned. So we'll be looking at expanding our scanning capabilities. But then it's about just adding on to the existing system and making sure it works well. And making sure that we've covered all eventualities. The software we have is used by around 20 other credit unions throughout the UK and over 300 credit unions in Southern Ireland. Now, the Irish have had a software user group for some time. I, together with the software company, helped form the UK user group, and in fact I'm chairman of our user group, and we're now looking at efficiency savings by, for instance, having a common IT support network throughout the UK, and we've actually asked Scip to talk to us about that. We also have looked at or are exploring the idea of having a common back office, so that we have 7 front offices but only one processing centre, run by the software company themselves to help us improve efficiency.